Welcome to the Sirius Show. Whether you're a curious mind or someone seeking inspiration, the Sirius Show is your go-to destination. We promise to ignite your curiosity and leave you with fresh insights after each episode. So subscribe, tune in, and enlighten your mind.
That's where the mandating comes in, where I think that's where the resistance, because you're forcing people to it, you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah,
because I'll be honest, if I played basketball in high school and I had a transgendered roommate or teammate, I personally wouldn't care. I don't care. Like, I don't, as long as it doesn't impede on my civil liberties or I have to pay for the shit, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But if I'm like so I'm the oldest of four. My sister next in line to me trained for the Olympics for 5 years. My family, we all used to live in Costa Rica. And she was training for the Olympics. It would break my heart if she had trained, busted her ass to lose to some fucking boy parading as a girl in female sports. Like, that's bullshit. That's not fair to the women. So it's like, that's a subject that I'm not gonna budge on. I'll ride with you through everything else, but I'm not budging on that, because that to me doesn't. So we're throwing logic out the window now, because that's what's happening. We're throwing out logic and science. Okay, cool. So guess what? I'm a rich white woman. That's how I want to be identified as.
Yeah, yeah. And then the thing about it is, it's like, from our perspective, and when we give you our perspective and our point of view, it's like you're thinking that we're hating, or we're outraged that we want you to go back to what the fuck you were born as. No. Yeah, we just want you to leave me the fuck alone and let me identify you with your anatomy. Or because I don't have time to be walking down the street like that and bump. Excuse me, sir. No, I'm not a man. Like, motherfucker, that's what I saw.
Yeah, like,
I ain't got time to be fucking figuring you out. Like, we walking down the street, but boop, I'm like, excuse me, human.
But you know what about that too? And here's the reality: most trans people don't even act like that. It's these motherfuckers. It's like the people that get on TV. It's like that one TikToker. He goes to, or she goes to different restaurants, sets up her camera, and then is waiting to be misgendered. The bitch got called out for it. You keep calling me a he. You look like a fucking dude in a dress. What the fuck you want me to do? That
for real.
Like, mad as somebody calling me black walking down the street. I'm clearly a black person.
You know what? That's fucked up.
I'm a black woman.
Instead of clickbait, she's trying to video bait. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, get out of here, bitch. Like, on some real shit, bitch. Shut up, bitch. Like, if you see this video, bitch, like, stop fucking video baiting, because you trying to be on some content creating shit, and you just trying to create controversy. Like, people want to see real natural controversy. Like, they want, if you gonna show something on, like, a video or TikTok or YouTube reel or whatever, they want the genuine controversy. They don't want, like, you going around here trying to start some shit. Because, like, that's how a couple of them people that got hurt and got shot at when they was playing pranks and all that, when they was trying to do content creating that way. You asking for problems, man, because somebody gonna give you the motherfucking work. Literally. And you don't want that.
Some people just don't give a fuck and don't care.
Yeah, remember that guy that shot his neighbors about the snow in his driveway? Did you ever see that video?
Yeah.
That was crazy. They shot the wife and the husband. He laid the wife all the way out, though. I don't know if the husband lived. I was told, or I think I read the article said both of them didn't make it, but then he went and killed himself. I don't know what was going on through his mind, but he laid their ass out. So be careful with these videos you out here trying to make with these controversies and shit.
Yeah. I just think we need to get back to, I just think human beings need to just love on other human beings and stop this whole categorizing. Like, that's the problem. Like the LGBTQ community, you want to be included, but you keep putting yourselves further and further away with all these fucking labels.
Agree to that.
And to me, sexuality is a spectrum. So the whole gay and straight thing to me doesn't make sense anyway, because sexuality really is a spectrum. That's the one thing that I will say that is good today about sexuality is there's a lot of dudes that'll bang a guy and still like women. That's a normal thing. That's been happening forever. It's just now talking about it. And it's weird. taboo. And exactly, like it's weird. It's taboo. I mean, polygamy has been around for fucking ever. Like so.
Yeah, they've been doing that in Africa before they jumped on the Christianity bandwagon.
And I mean, sexuality is a spectrum, but I think when you get into different categories, like my sister for a while, she calls herself non-binary and was doing the whole they them. And I said, listen, I'll ride with you, but that shit is dumb as fuck. Grammatically, it makes no sense to refer to you as they and them. That doesn't even make sense to me. But okay,
But
whatever
but
you want to be
they
called,
see.
I'm gonna
Yeah, but
respect you, call you what you want to be called.
see, that's because they don't even know anything about this phrase called syntax grammar. See, syntax grammar is how people have been catching like real estate agencies and agents and contracts and car loans and car notes and all these things in contract, because when you put certain words in front of another word, they cancel another word out. That's what syntax grammar is.
Mhm.
I don't know who's trying to call my other phone, but I wish I could just turn it off. Oh, thank you. But yeah, on syntax grammar, so that whole non-binary them and they just they fucking up the English language.
Yeah,
Like you
and
really
all
fucking up the language.
you're further my thing is you're getting further and further away from other people by doing that.
Yeah.
You're literally putting yourself in a box by doing that. But if that's what you choose to do, if you like it, cool. I'm going to respect you enough to address you how you want to be addressed.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Um but there's just certain things that I'm not gonna rock with. The sports shit, I'm not rocking with that. That's fucking not fair. You have a fucking biological advantage.
Yeah, like I love my sister and I'm gonna put her out there a little bit. Like I love her. But she's I don't even know how you label it, but she's married to a woman though, because I don't know if you call her gay or lesbian, but she's the male version of you know, because they got the street terminology, but I don't know how you really terminize, but like I
So
love
what
my
the masculine? She's a stud. Is that
yeah,
what you?
she a dim, dumb, dominant, masculine. It's like all the
Okay.
stud, yeah, whatever. Yeah, yeah. And she's super cool. And I used to go like before I got my commercial license, we used to burn trees down together. And I would be around her and I would have a nice time being around her until she starts to say, and she'll use my government name. She'll be like, yeah, beep, whatever my name is. I know what it is. But she was like, yeah, yeah, I was fucking the shit out this bitch. And I'll be with the blunt and I'll be like, okay, well, here. And I'm like, well, how about if I go back to the house and stuff? You know what I'm saying? She's like, okay. Because in my mind, I was like, no, you wasn't fucking nothing. Like, I don't give a fuck what you say. You ain't got no penis. You got a plastic penis, but you ain't got no motherfucking thing that got a pulsating, a vein, or blood circulating. No, you don't have that. And now you treading on my biology. And I ain't finna sit here next to you and love the fuck out of you as my sister, and you treading on my motherfucking biology. I'm about to feel disrespected like a motherfucker because you keep saying you fucked the shit out this bitch, and you didn't put in no motherfucking organic work. That's what I'm gonna call it, organic work. No, you you didn't do that. Get out of here with that shit. And so instead of offending her and getting her all of her feelings, I'll just end the blunt session and I'll take my ass on back where I came from. And
Okay.
they don't wanna have these genuine biology questions, because like, yo, stop saying that shit, son. Like, you ain't fucking shit. Like, you strapping on some broad, whatever, if that's what you call fucking, but like, you ain't doing what the fuck I was born to do. I was born to help procreate, and you ain't procreating shit by fucking no broad with no plastic rubber on. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Some plastic
I,
shit. I don't know about that shit.
I'm not a man, so I can't even. I can't. I don't know where I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I personally don't care if a stud says I fucked a girl out.
Yeah, but this is
So
my sister though. If I was around another stud, what she said go in this ear and it pop out that ear, and she on this side it go in this ear and it just pop out there.
technically, if she's wearing a strap on and she's banging the chick, technically fucking her. I mean, it's
Yeah,
sex.
but I guess
It's
yeah.
sex.
I mean, coming from my sister, from like we grew up together, like it hit different. I guess it hit different.
And I mean, I mean, again, sexuality is a spectrum. If you watch the movie Kinsey with Liam Neeson, it's a very old movie. It's
Hmm.
based on Dr. Kinsey, who came up with the spectrum of sexuality, and he had a number chart And some people, he believed that not everyone is 100% heterosexual, and not everybody is 100% homosexual. There's levels to it. I mean, it's the reason where you'll meet a very feminine gay man, or you'll meet a gay guy like Omar from The Wire who was super masculine.
Yeah,
So there's
definitely. I remember
levels.
Omar. You don't fuck with Omar. Omar
I
shoot your ass.
I have a friend that's a lesbian that is stunningly beautiful. Every guy likes her. And guess what? She's very gay, never slept with a man, does not like men like that. She likes big booty, ratchet ass black girls. That's her thing. That's what she's into. But if you
Yeah,
saw her down the street, you would never know in a million years that she's what they she's would be. She's a gold star lesbian because she's never had sex with a man. But she don't like men. She's
that's what they
not
call
into
it, gold star lesbian. I never heard that phrase before.
it. That's what she told me. She was like, "You're a star lesbian."
Oh shit.
But
I bet all the men been trying to give her what she want. I bet it's so many men probably been trying to give her what she want.
and she doesn't like men.
Yeah.
But and like like me, I'm very heterosexual. I don't like women. Like I'm not sexually attracted to women. But I could be in a room full of naked women and not feel any type of way because I'm also comfortable in my sexuality. Someone else's sexuality doesn't bother me. I don't care if I'm in a room full of trans men that used to be women. If you're a guy, boom, I'm gonna. If you want to be, if you identify as a male, I'm gonna treat you as such. I don't care what you can identify as a fucking Polynesian goddess of wine. If that's what you identify as, I don't care. I'm gonna address you as such. The only time I have a problem is if you're impeding on my biological shit. Then I
Yeah.
have a. That's the only time I have an issue. I don't
See.
care about that. I don't. Like I remember in LA, they wanted to install transgender bathrooms in high schools, and everybody was upset about it. And my perspective was, I think that's a little silly, but I'm also not a transgender person, and I can only imagine what it would be like to be a man who's transitioning into a woman to have to go into a male bathroom. That would probably psychologically fuck them up a little bit. But then again, if I'm a transgendered woman who used to be a man, you got to understand that it might fuck a female up to see you walk into an all-female bathroom. It's going to make them feel some type of way. So I was like, if they want their own bathrooms, okay, cool. To me, you're distancing yourself further with that, but I also understand it. The problem is human beings, we are naturally complex.
Yeah.
And we also do too much. We're
Well,
doing too much.
well, I had a white friend in Kentucky, and we had these discussions about the whole sexuality thing, homosexual and heterosexual. And back before I met him, I used to just lean on the fact that it's unnatural. I would never use religion as the basis for the conversation. I would just use what's natural and unnatural. And then somewhere along the line, I was like thinking that they had mental selection on choice of like why they doing this. But he the one who actually educated me to the whole chemical imbalance and taking the right steroids or hormones or whatever to balance that out. So, but once you become an adult, you can pick and choose what you want to. So I don't want to get involved with that. I don't want to intertwine with that. I don't want to object to what they choose they want to be. But my issue would probably be like parents, like if they child wants to be the opposite and they give them the opposite meds. I don't know. This probably gonna hit hard for some people because as a parent, if I had a son and he wanted to be a girl, I'd probably be feeding his ass a whole bunch of testosterone medication. I wouldn't, because if I found out that he had a chemical imbalance, that's my only issue with that part right
Yeah,
there.
that's I think they don't talk enough about what happens to the body when you start switching hormones too, especially for women. It's pretty.
Yeah,
Um, but I also think I think trans people have been around since the dawn of time. But I think as of late, I think a lot of these people that are coming out as trans aren't really trans. I think it's just a fad. I think they're just jumping on a train.
yeah.
People like T.S. Madison. T.S. Madison is a real transgendered person. T.S. Madison said that she knew in high school. She knew in fucking high school that she always felt female. But T.S. Madison still has her penis.
Okay.
And where is the line with that? Because my thing is, as far as like the sports thing, like I think of that swimmer dude, and I can't think of his name. Like You come back however many years later claiming to be a trans woman, but you still have a full penis. You're not a woman, baby. You're a man. You're a kid
Exactly.
at this
And you was
point.
talking about these bathrooms, like, yeah, it's like
If
when
if you go the whole full ride and you cut your dick off and you have a vagina, I'm a rock with you. I'm rocking with you.
yeah,
That means you took it to the helm. You believed in that shit. I'm a ride with you. I'm a
all
ride
right,
with you. I'm not riding with you if you still have a penis and you over here trying to compete with other women. Fuck that. Go
so
compete with the dudes and lose with the dudes like you were losing. Maybe
yeah,
train them. I don't know what to tell you.
my
So it's a
thing is,
slippery slope because I don't think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Caitlyn Jenner still has a penis.
yeah, I think so too. I don't think he got his shit cut off.
And feminine restructuring on her face and got breast implants. Still got a penis though.
Hold
And
up.
what they don't tell you is statistically, a lot of the trans people, specifically transgendered women who are born biologically male, the ones that do go the full ride and get the full gender reassignment surgery,
Yeah.
a lot of them suffer from depression, have a lot of fucking issues after that.
See, this is the thing I want to also add to this whole, keeping your penis, cutting your penis. Like, so if they dig up your bones and my bones 100 years from now, like the scientists, they gonna know you're a female because of the pelvic. I always wanted to always bring up this conversation. It's because of the pelvic. Like, so I learned in college that a woman's center of gravity is lower because of carrying a baby or whatever, and the pelvic, region, it starts to dilate, open up, so the child can pass through easier. So even when we dead and gone, and they dig up two bones next to each other, they ain't gonna know immediately if it's a male or female. But when they look at the, huh?
Exactly.
When they study the body, they study the bones. They say, "Oh, that's the female because that's her pelvic area. Her hip area is built even different than a male area." So, that was my big issue about the whole anatomy and biology part. Like, you could cut your penis off, but you can't, like, your pelvic don't dilate or whatever.
Yeah,
Like
you're still a man. You're still
yeah,
biological male.
yeah. It's like it's nothing you could do about it.
It's the same as getting breast implants.
Ooh,
The
when
same. You
I always this is not talking about that because
can,
I said they gonna have them jelly things sitting on top of the skeleton.
yeah, my thing is you could get triple D tits, but you were born with B cups. You're still a B cup at the end of the day. You
Yeah.
just have added onto your anatomy. Doesn't change that.
Can you imagine what the skeleton look like with them goddamn gel packs sitting on top of them motherfuckers? I don't even think that shit gonna be biodegradable.
It is. It shouldn't even
It's
be
a,
in your body.
yeah, they gonna fall through the. Well, now I think the rib cage might catch it, and it might just kind of like maybe if it's an earthquake shade or something, they'll roll off the skeletons. But when they like come across that shit, I really do think 400 years from now, humans gonna be like, what the fuck was they on back then? They were on some weird shit.
But if you go back, but even if you go back into, if you look at this is my personal opinion is history is consistently repeating itself. Every era is the fucking same. It's just the scenery looks different. There may be a new enemy, but it's the same shit. It's the same oppressed whatever. It just may have a different time. It's the same shit. Because we go back and look at old shit back then and we're like, what the fuck were they on? The same shit we're on now, just different technology. Same shit. And I think the consistent theme through all of human history is religion. I'm not religious at all. I'm very I'm anti-organized religion. I think that shit is cult shit at the end of the day.
Thank you. I heard somebody finally say that. I've been saying that for years. I think it's like some cult shit. Let me agree with you on that, and let me give you my perspective on agreeing about that cult shit. So when I started growing my hair out, my mom thought I had the devil in me because I was trying to figure out what exactly is Rastafari. There is no isms and schisms in Rastafari, so you can't say Rastafariism. That don't even exist. That's some bullshit that the crackers made up or whatever. So let's be realistic. So when I start getting into all of that, I was trying to explain it that they don't have a temple. The temple is their body. They don't have a building. It's not structured. They got a couple of sects, SECTS, whatever. So it's like 3 different houses or whatever to Rastafari. But anyway, so as I went down that rabbit hole, I realized that I told my mother or some of my people, like, well, my aunt was deaf before she passed away. She's been deaf her whole life. I say, so imagine if I was deaf and I didn't know anything about religion, and you took me into a church, and I don't hear shit they saying, but when I go in there, all I see is these fucking uniforms and this long draped robe thing going on, and they got this thing that's y'all call a cross, but I don't know it's a fucking cross because I'm deaf. I don't even know what the fuck going on here. When I walk into the church, I see him holding some shit, and the other motherfuckers fanning this goddamn urn with the smoke or whatever going, and because every church rituals are different, so I'm just trying to combine multiple churches in the story. And then I go in there, and then if one's kind of calm, but he got a lot more costumes on, but the other one is less costumes, but it's still some shit going on there with like look like rituals, but I don't hear shit. But when I'm watching the dude's movement, he's like,
yeah, it's creepy.
and I'll be looking around like, man, if you don't get me the fuck about this motherfucker, where in the fuck am I? Like I'll be like, I need to go.
Yeah.
Like, nigga, I don't want to be part of that shit. To me, I feel like it is like a cult. All the motherfuckers like a cult.
All are to me. So, like, this is another thing. Out here, Eastern Shore, it's Southern. Everybody's very religious. Most people go to church on Sundays here. I didn't grow up going to church.
Oh, that's another thing. Like, look, I'm gonna let y'all know how stupid us humans can be. First of all, there used to be a calendar hang up on the wall when I grew up. Everybody's house had a fucking calendar they hung on the wall. And the first day of the week used to say Sunday. And then the last day would say Saturday. And it's kind of weird how Saturday sound like Sabbath day. But we're not going to go down that rabbit hole. All right? So then I asked some people in the last 3 years, like, when is the Sabbath day? And one of my friends, he used to try to tell me Sunday. I say, no, it ain't. It's Saturday. If you really want to go with, what 7 days is, it's Saturday. And he's like, well, why did he go to church on Sunday? I said, I don't know, because first of all, Sunday's the first day of the week. And like, what the crazy part about that whole thing is? He's like, what? I say, in the Bible, in the book of Genesis, it tell you the first thing, it said the earth was void and all this type shit. And then the first thing they said is that God said, let there be light, and the light was plentiful, and he said it was good. Something like that. I'm paraphrasing. So look, the first thing he did was make the fucking sun, if that's how it really went down in the Bible that y'all use to go to church. So I'm going off y'all doctrine, y'all little whatever book y'all use to govern yourselves or whatever. And it says he made the sun on day one. Calendar say day one is Sunday. And then I ask you, well, how do you spell that day? It ain't spelled S-O-N day. It's actually spelled S-U-N day. Like, I mean, how do you fucking overlook that shit? Like, that let me know that a lot of you people just go to the motherfucking rituals. You don't read the fucking book. You ain't trying to do no goddamn deep dive, as we say on these podcasts. That's the deep dive. And that ain't even deep. That's so simplistic. It don't make no fucking sense. You know what I mean?
I think people just need something to believe in that's higher than them, and they go for it. I think it's harder to be like a you and a me, at least from their perspective.
I agree with that. Yeah, they think it's real hard for me and you.
And it's not. It's fucking not.
Thank you.
I live by be a good person. I treat people how they treat me. I'm not perfect. I pop off. I can be an asshole. I curse like a sailor. I don't pray before I eat.
I really curse like a sailor. I drive trucks. But you know what it is? I'm going to be honest. Like, for me, I do get lonely from time to time. But as I've gotten older, I don't want to compromise loneliness for idiocracy or just like toning myself down to be around somebody just not to be lonely. Because in the end of the day, she could have more money than me or less money than me. But I do not want anybody interfering with my whole existence of how I think. I will update my thinking if I learn something new that's improvement to better me, and if I'm doing something wrong. But just for the whole idioms and dialect and all that, the reason why a certain word is a curse word is because it's like it invokes your emotions. So when you hear a particular word, it just invokes your emotions. But that's your problem, like you was explaining. That's your problem. It's not my fucking problem that you get upset that you hear a certain word. But if you don't like it, but I do understand I need to be mindful and respectable in certain environments. But that just come with professionalism. But if you're not in a professional environment, I don't even know what professional environment is anymore.
Just having manners and knowing how to act right. Like,
yeah.
One of my favorite films is actually my first tattoo, and it's one of my favorite books, A Clockwork Orange.
Oh, I like that movie. I know that movie.
It's a great movie. It's
yes.
the first ever rated X. But the whole point of that movie and book, Anthony Burgess, who wrote it, he was an atheist, and his thing was, and he grew up in England, eventually I think America will get like England, because in England, what is it, like 80% of the population are atheists. They have religion very removed from them there. Remember, they didn't at first. They were very much about it. I mean, look at Henry VIII and shit.
Yeah.
He changed the whole game. But and I think eventually America will get to that. We're still not there yet because we're still very new. But the book Clockwork Orange, he talks about how does God. The whole point of that book is, does God like the man who chooses to be good, or does God like the man who chooses to be good because God has been imposed upon him? And
That
I live
part.
by that philosophy. I choose to be good. I don't choose to be good because I think there's some guy up in the clouds that's gonna fucking smite me because I'm whatever. No, that's why
Yeah.
I have going to like churches and shit, because I'm like, this is, y'all are hypocritical. And not always. My friend's church, I was going with my friend to her church the first couple months of this year. And then the last time I was there, I was like, I can't come here anymore. I actually hate this every Sunday. And I like the pastor. I agreed with probably 98% of the stuff that he was saying.
Yeah.
They would do the church was their I can't think of the name, the denominate. There's so many fucking, that's another thing. There's all these remixed versions of Christianity. Like, we're Episcopalian, we're Presbyterian, we're like, it's the same shit, you guys. Come on. But whatever.
Okay. So
But they,
Asia, look, we gonna have to cut this short because I'm gonna eventually I'm using up a lot of power, so we can always, yeah. And I know you got some things to do, so
yeah.
I want to go ahead and end this right now. So I really appreciate you coming out to the Done Sirius show. I really hope you enjoyed yourself on the show. That's good. I saw one of your cats. I don't know which one it was. He looked like an orange tabby, maybe.
Yeah, she's sleeping right there. Yeah.
Oh, okay. See, you're in the little box right now. I won't probably see her until I edit it later on. So, yeah, thank you for coming to the Done show, the Done Sirius show, and I will have you back on again whenever you're available, and you let me know your schedule.
All right. Thanks for having me. I had fun.
Yes, me too. And I'm gonna go ahead and end this now. And hold on.
Let's see how many hateful comments we get.
Yeah. Hey, for real, dog, we went in. We gonna get a lot of smoke. Yeah, we gonna get a lot. I'm glad you came here because like I don't want no like person on my show who's gonna be just like trying to say the right thing. Like I can read between the line when you being fake as fuck. So don't come on here. Yeah, just like
today I'm normally not as tame in person. I tamed it down a little bit.
That's cool. That's cool. I'm gonna just stop hitting the record button so we can get out of here.
The Don Sirius Show.